morning, everybody. Getting ready to take off for my big Pee Wee Herman adventure. That's what I'm calling it. I know everybody thinks I'm maybe a little crazy doing this cross-country road trip in a brand new car that I just bought. But I've been driving it for a couple of days, and I gotta tell you, it's really impressed me as far as being stuck in traffic and no overheating, no issues whatsoever. So yeah, I'm a little excited about getting on the road. Stay tuned. Let's have a good trip. I'll keep you guys all posted. Hey, here I am. Getting some gas, obviously. I'm on the other side of Jacksonville, just getting ready to go 10 west, and then I'll stay on 10 forever. Car's running great, I gotta tell you. I had my first major test, and that was going just before Jacksonville, a rainstorm, and drove right through it. Car handled great. I didn't want to push it too hard, only because I don't know the car very well yet, so don't want to wreck it on the first day. so I'm being a little humble with it right now, a little careful, but better safe than sorry. This is not a race. As far as getting there the quickest, is getting there is what my key objective is today. So we had a little road closure on the 10. Must have been like an accident or something. Car's running great though, unbelievable. I mean, God, couldn't ask for anything else. No smells, no noises, no clicks and clacks, and nothing. Just nice and smooth. A little boring. I need a radio. Yeah. I need to get some tunes in here for sure. This is the view I get on the I-10 East. I'm doing about 85 miles an hour. These race mirrors, it's amazing how much range they have. You can see. It's very impressive. So this is the inside of the car. Very, very plain Jane. This is not a car where there's a stereo or whatever. I mean, this is a race car. You're wrapped up in a cage. I don't know if you can see that. That's all steel cage all around the car, and the headrest and everything. You know, it's just for racing. You know, it's not a pleasure cruiser by any means, but that's not what I wanted. I got exactly what I wanted, a freaking race car. I've only filled up one other time on this trip. I don't know if you can see the gas gauge or not, but I'm just under 3/4. I'm cruising the whole way between 70, 80, 85 miles an hour. Really, really good gas mileage, surprisingly, to how big that motor is. But the car's also very light too, so that's probably why. Here I am, Houston, Texas. I'm over at Greg's house, who actually owns a GT8 himself. There it is. That is a Ford GT white. It's the whitest white you can get. He's got a few extras that I don't have yet. Beautiful car. So we're at Greg's house because of two reasons. I'm in Houston, and we thought we should meet and put cars side by side, check him out. I'm getting a lot of good ideas from him. Another reason is the owner and designer of DDR of the Grullón GT8SS has wanted to meet me in Houston, not because there's anything wrong with the car, but because he wanted to do an upgrade on it while I was still. So he jumped in a plane and flew out here with his tools, and here he is. All right, Diago, say hi to everybody in Facebook land.
Hi, everybody.
This is Diago, the owner and builder of this beautiful, awesome car that you're seeing right now. Nothing was wrong with the car at all, but
Diago thought it was important that these upgrades be put on. It's a high performance piece that had to go on. They ordered it. It wasn't in time before I left. And so he wanted to make sure they got on. I asked him to mail them to me, and he said, no, he goes, I'll just fly out there and put them on. And that's exactly what he did. He flew out here, we parked it in Greg's garage. We jacked it up, and he pulled the tires on. I mean, how many presidents of a company are going to go out of their way and do that? You buy a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, I guarantee they wouldn't even send a mechanic's helper to fix your problem. No way. You're on your own. So, credit to this company, right? Trip's going really, really well. I mean, no complaints except for my butt is sore. Even with the padding, the damage has already been done. So, I just got to gut it out. Good morning. Here we go. Last day of the trip. I have driven 1,716 miles, and I only have a little over 600 to go. So I'm on the home stretch, if you want to call it that. But the car is just unbelievable. I mean, I cannot believe how well that car is running and handling. I went through a storm last night that was just insane. And I mean, I had to slow down to 40 miles an hour on the freeway. And most of the big rigs and everything were pulled over, but I went ahead and went through it anyway. And almost wish I wouldn't have, but anyway, it worked out and I got through it. I am in New Mexico, about 2 hours away from the border of Arizona. That just gives you an idea of how close I am. And you know, just a credit to Diago for building such a great car. I mean, these things are roadworthy. And I've put this thing through the mill. I mean, the bumps and the geez, you know how freeways can be, you know, in different states and that. I mean, it hasn't been a smooth ride by any means on the way. I did get the car up to 120 miles an hour in Texas. I think I already told you that. I would have gone faster, but you know, they're not exactly the smoothest roads. I mean, there's a little bit of waving and that going on. And when you take a car like this, to a real race car, you know, anything over 100 miles an hour can get you launched into the air. And you know, it comes with a wing if you want it. I chose not to do it because I didn't think I'd be doing over 100 miles an hour too many times. So I really didn't think it was necessary. Yeah, I stayed on the cautious side, and once I got up to 120, I could feel it lift a little bit, you know, as I went down the road, and so I brought it back down. But I was hanging at 90, 95 all the way. I mean, I made some really good time going through Texas. So that was pretty cool. I've already ordered new seats for it, so they'll be there when I get home. That's the only thing I don't like is the race seats. But let me just tell you a little bit about Diago really quick. He is a professional race car driver, and his dream was to build a street legal race car for the general public. Because let's face it, how many of us really get an opportunity to ever get behind the wheel of a race car? And if you talk to a lot of celebrities that pick up racing, you'll understand why. And you'll understand why it's the largest spectator sport in the world is auto racing. And when you get behind the wheel of an actual real race car, you understand why. There's nothing like it. But that said, he sticks to the very basics of that car. That's why there's nothing in there but a steering wheel, a removable steering wheel, the race seats. There's no fancy carpeting and cushions and goofy stuff like that. There's no radio. You know, he's along the old school lines of like Enzo Ferrari, where Enzo never put radios in his Ferraris because it was an insult to his cars for you to listen to the radio or music other than that motor. Yeah, that's how Enzo thought. And Diago's kind of the old school way as well, as there's nothing like that motor. When you're driving down the road and you hear that motor, God, that's that's pretty awesome. So that said, you know, that's why it's as close to a race car as you'll ever get on the street. I don't care if you're driving a Lambo or a Ferrari or whatever. This is the closest car you're going to get to a real race car on the street. And these are all hand built. These aren't kit cars. It's such an insult for people to call these a kit car, because these are actual hand built. I mean, they don't stick them on a Ferrero or Corvette body or whatever. No, they actually build and weld these steel bodies, and then put the body, and then they put the cover over the top, and then you pick whatever motor you want. You pick the suspension you want. You pick the wheels you want. Your tires, the brakes. You pick basically what you want. This is no one car of these are the exact same. There's 27 in the world, and I have number 27. None of them are the exact same. Everyone has their own, what they want, and I picked what I got. And I wanted a race car. That's what I bought it for. I didn't want something to go cruising around the street. I wanted a race car, and that's what I got. And I'm really happy about it. And my hat's off to Diago, because, man, I tell you, he's built a great car. So if you're thinking about, maybe experiencing something like this, you better get your order in now, because it takes a year to build them. But I'll tell you, they're worth the wait. I mean, seriously, they're worth the wait. And there's already a waiting line for these cars. So, yeah, it's a special car, no question about it. And I'm really privileged to be one of the owners. Only 27 owners in the world, and I'm one of them. So I'm very privileged, and I'm really excited about it. I mean, god dang, they're a great car. So that said, no more rambling on. I got to get on the street. I got to get on the road and hammer this last 600 miles out, so I can tell you a little bit more about it when I get home. So hats off to Diago, and thank you everyone for your support and all your great comments and your input. And it's really exciting. It really is for me to share this with you. I made it home last night at 8 o'clock, and the last bit of the trip was uneventful, for sure. It was like 100 degrees from New Mexico all the way to San Diego, up until I got to the mountains anyway. It was 100 degrees, and I drove that car 90 miles an hour for probably 7 hours. And I mean, that temperature gauge never even budged. That car ran so nice, so smooth, so easy. The tires you could really feel with the hot black asphalt and the rubber. You could really feel those tires grip the road. A lot different than when it was raining, that's for sure. So that tells you it's a production car. It's a car for track and not all weather, for sure. But I'm sure you could probably put all weather tires on it, but it wouldn't be the same. The trip coming through was really uneventful, other than the sandstorm that I hit coming through Calexico. I mean, there's nothing but desert down there, and it was 100 degrees. The winds were crazy, and those sand dunes out there. So, I mean, I tested that car. Trust me, I mean, I put it through the mill, for sure. The roads that I run on, all the construction sites on the roads, I mean, all the, the weather, I mean, I everything but snow. Seriously, I think I probably hit everything but snow. And to an extreme. It wasn't just a little bit of rain. I mean, it was a crazy rain in Texas. The windstorms coming through through Calexico. I mean, it wasn't just a little windy. I mean, those were sandstorms crossing that 10, or the 8, excuse me. So yeah, that car really went through the test, and you know what? I'm on my way down to go wash it now, because get some of that road dirt off of it. But gotta tell you, nothing on that car went wrong. Just a testament to the building of that car. Thanks again very much. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, or at least a little bit as much as I did. It was a lot of fun sharing it with you, and let's do it again, right? Come on, man, let's do it again. That's what I'm saying. All right, I'm out. Thank you.